Where there's no pain, there's no change. Your brain will wake up every day and do the exact same freaking thing it did yesterday. It is there to survive. It's there for comfort. It will not change one thing until you tell it what you want. And when you tell it what you want, that actually activates the subconscious mind, which goes from being a lazy brain to like a little supercomputer. How many of you have ever heard that defense wins championships? How many of you guys have ever heard this, okay? Anybody that said that has never won a championship. Okay? Defense does not win championships, okay? Offense wins championships. You scoring more points than the other team wins championships, okay? So in the athletic world, I had a rule. I wanted to get the ball to the midline in 2.3 seconds. That means when the other team scored, I wanted to practice exactly how my player took it out of the net, pivoted. My point guard would do what's called a banana cut, and she would cut and turn like this, and we would pitch it ahead to her, and we'd catch it, and then my two guard was way up there at the midline, and she would catch it, boom, and boom. And in 2.3 seconds, I'm at the midline. And I'm just going to teach my players to come at you as hard as we could for as long as we could for 32 straight minutes. It was like pure hell on the other team. You follow me? And we were in better shape, and we had more discipline, and we had more chemistry, and we had more trust, and we were just tougher than other people. And so I would do this, like this is my thing. I'm going to score as many points as I can on you, and I want you to see if you could try to stop me, okay? And I would tell my girl basketball players that when it gets to the, when they start putting their hands on their knees, then the game is over. Yeah. So my girls would watch, right? Because they were intimidating. They would sit there and they'd watch. And then those girls would put their hands like this, third quarter, and they would look at me like, it's over. And I'm like, it's over. Game's over. Okay. When I started coaching business people at 31 years old, here's the first thing I noticed. They don't play offense, they play defense. They sit and they wait on something to happen. Okay? And they, instead of creating things that are happening, like many of you know what you should be doing, yes or no? Like you're here and you're listening to me and all these other great speakers, and you're like, I know what I should do. I need to go do this. I need to go find a strategic partner. I need to go do this. I need to go get into the capital raising business like he did. I need to do this, right? But you just sit there and you're kind of waiting on things to happen versus playing offense. And offense is I wake up and I create, okay? So the first exercise we're going to do is one called A to B. And this is something I do with all of my students. And then we're going to kind of work through these various things. And if you got a piece of paper, I want you to do this with me, okay? So on the left side of the paper, you're at A, and on the right side of the paper is B. At A are all the things that you are bothered by today. These are frustrations. So typically, I start with the three biggest things that are bothering me about my business, about my life, about whatever. And I may go, I'm not generating enough leads. Man, I don't like that. I'm not doing this. I don't like that. I'm too involved in the sales cycle. I don't like that, right? I'm doing this too much. And I actually start over here, and I typically write 2 or 3 things, and I go, man, these are things that are just bothering me right now. Now, psychologically, why is this a good thing? Okay, I spent 3 hours with Jeremy Miner one night in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we're sitting there having dinner, having a steak, and I'm like, look, man, you study psychology, you went to school to be a psychologist, we talked about sales, we're meeting at 10 o'clock at night. That dude could talk about sales all night long. And about 10:30, I'm like, I need to go to bed, okay? Tell me the one thing I need to know. Just one thing. This is what he said, where there's no pain, there's no change. Where there's no pain, there's no change. Your brain will wake up every day and do the exact same freaking thing it did yesterday and it did the day before. It is there to survive. It's there for comfort. It will not change one thing until you tell it what you want. Okay? And when you tell it what you want, that actually activates the subconscious mind, which goes from being a lazy brain to like a little supercomputer. So how many things did you hear me say this morning that I'm manifesting that are just happened, that just fell out of my lap? Right? Yes. So how did I start a private equity fund? I kept writing on this exercise. I go, man, I'm playing small. I don't like this. I don't like this. And over here on my B goal, I would write, I'm raising capital. I have 50 greatness factories. I fly private everywhere I go. I coach 3 days a week. My passive income is greater than my living expenses. This is what I would write up over and over and over. This is what I don't like, over here. And then I would write up, this is exactly what I want. And one of the things is I'm raising capital. Hey, this is Coach Michael Burt. I'm here at the Greatness Factory today, the Level 10 podcast studio. And as you can see behind, I got new imaging. I got a new concept. The big table is a metaphor for the biggest opportunities that are available to you that you're trying to work toward in your life. We're going to go to work on activating 3 parts of your nature. You first, that's science of winning. That's habits of the top 1%. That's the language that we use every single day. That's the activation of prey drive. That's the A to B exercise that we do. And then we're going to go to work on your business. And the business is like got these 6 core components, right? The activation of your team's prey drive, the explanation of value, the lead generation system, the follow-up and conversion, the engagement after the sale. We then move to activating your wealth. 8-figure people stuck in 6-figure vehicles. How do we expose you to some of the best thought leaders in the world as it relates to what's going on in the market, how to make investments, how to raise capital, and put all this together, folks, and we are getting a seat at a much bigger table. I'm Coach Michael Burt. I can't wait for you to see this podcast. It's called The Big Table. We're going to help you secure your seat there. Follow along, engage with me, hit that subscribe button. All right, one day a guy comes to me and he says, I've raised over $1 billion of capital in my lifetime. I'm kind of a specialist at taking private companies public. I understand the publicly traded markets. You know what? He's like, I really like you. I'd like for us to start a private equity fund together, and I'll give you 50% of the private equity fund, and you be you, and I'll be me, and we'll go put this deal together, right? Well, just one day that happened, and I go, gosh, what have I been writing up on my A to B exercise? I'm raising capital. I got my own private equity fund. I'm doing bigger deals. I got a seat at the bigger table. Like I could sit up here today and give you 20 examples of this happening in my life, because I started writing it up. Now, what is between, and by the way, I always practice what I preach, so I like to show people. You would see me do this every single day. This is my notebook. See how I'm doing A to B? Here's my A, here's my B. All of these buckets here are big opportunities that something has to happen for me to create these, okay? So what is between A and B? Number one, how many people are doing this every day, by the way? Just look around the room. Very few. I've got coaching students that tell me, man, I'm doing it every day. I'm doing it every day. I'm at A, and I'm trying to get to B. I'm at A, I'm trying to get to B. Jana, when you were doing this exercise when I was coaching you, what did you used to write? She used to actually write on her A to B that she worked for me when she didn't work for me. I didn't even know her. Okay, what did you write on your A to B when you were doing the exercise?
That I was going to work for Coach Michael Burt, and I was going to travel around the country speaking, and I was going to be a millionaire.
That's right. And she's going to write a book, which she's writing right now, called Proximity to Power, which uses her Navy intel analyst background in the civilian world. Everybody see that? I taught her how to do this. And so every day, you may think this is so simple, and man, I guarantee you there won't be 5 people in this room that actually go do it every day. Now, what am I doing? I am telling my brain, this is what we're doing. The brain works for you. Okay? Right? It doesn't tell you what to do. You tell it. This is what we're doing today. I got a seat at a big table. Yes, sir.
What kind of a timeline do you focus on that?
I don't.
Like, are you thinking big picture or small picture?
Big. Yeah. Now, there's a bunch of little A to B in between, A and B, but I don't, like if I got 50 greatness factories on there, right? I've got one right now in Nashville, just one, okay? But in my brain, I have 50. So when I go to another city, I'm like, man, this would be a great place for a greatness factory. Man, this would be a great place for a greatness factory. Okay? And so what I'm doing is I go there in the mind before I go there in the body. All things are created twice, first mentally, then physically. Okay? So part of going to the big table is expansion of the mind, and I'm getting around people. So when I do the exercise, I go, hey, I'm bothered. Then I draw a line right down the middle. And I go, who can help me internally? And then I go, who can help me externally? Now, this is very important. How many of you read Sullivan's Who Not How? One of the best concepts. I was coached by Sullivan for 3 years. He was a master at creating concepts, master at packaging. And when he said who not how, the problem is Our brain does this. You've never raised capital before, therefore you don't know how to do it, therefore you can't do it. That's how the brain actually thinks. And when he said, forget that, there's a lot of things that you do. Like, I had never raised capital before this year, and I've raised $30 million this year. And I'd never done it before in 48 years of living. Because my brain was going, well, you don't know how to do that. You don't know how to have a private equity fund, so therefore you can't do it. And then I'm thinking, no, who can help me do this? So an internal who, how many of you heard me mention my missing structure at my Greatness Factory right now is I have this beautiful theater. The theater rents at $7,500 a day. Okay, if I rent that theater 3 times a week, and it's rented every week, it produces about $840,000 of cash. It's like a little gold mine, okay? But that's a new business for me to be in, renting theaters, having an event venue. So really, if you were coaching me, when I'm doing this, I go, I need biz dev. I need a business development person who has a specialty and a background in renting venues. Everybody with me? Do they work at Marriott? Do they do this? What if I told you just by talking about it, putting it out to the universe, at this event, people have walked up to me all day today. I got the perfect person for you. I got this person for you. I used to do this. I owned a venue in California. I know how to do this. See, look at me manifesting it. Look at me creating it, right? Just by talking about it. So I go, okay, I need X number of salespeople because I have 1,000 leads or 5,000 leads. Man, I need a great closer. I need a great this. I don't put the person, I put the profile. Man, I'm looking for a biz dev person, right? And I may go, I need this person and this person and this person. These are internal people, not external. That means they're on my team. Who can help me move from A to B? I'm at A, and I'm trying to get to B. B is the big table. B is the big table, okay? Now, one of the things I was looking for is I was like, man, I need somebody who knows how to acquire these properties, scale these properties, do this. And I'm like, who can help me do this? And then Jana came to me one day and she said, well, we did a tour today at the Greatness Factory. And this guy wanted to see the Greatness Factory. And he was from another company that he was doing it. And I said, well, what was his profile? She said, well, he was a guy who helped Regis acquire the properties and scale up these properties, right? That was his job, was go around the country. Regis is a co-working space, about a $2 billion company. And his job was to go acquire the properties, spin it up. Sounds like a guy I need to talk to. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, so look at what I'm doing. So I got internal who's. How many of you need to go back and get an internal who? Like you need somebody internally on your team to do something. Assistant, right? Something. And then I need external who's. And the external who's are strategic partners. So when you're here at this conference, you're like, man, I really need somebody who knows how to do this. Okay? Is anybody in here specialized in boutique hotels? Or purchasing boutique hotels, anything like that? Okay, it's because one of the things I've been looking at is purchasing a hotel and turn it into a Greatness Factory where they stay there, they eat there, they drink there, they can get coached there, and everybody stays there together. Because I stayed at this boutique hotel in Texas last week that was like lost from New York City, and I just observe, and I go, they eat breakfast here, then they eat lunch here, then at night they have drinks here, then they're sitting out by the pool together, then they're getting coaching. What if I had a Greatness Factory where we could do everything in one, right? You didn't leave, you just came to that place. Okay, now, if that was really a B goal of mine to have one of those, I need to start writing right here. I need somebody who specializes in small boutique hotels. Somebody who can acquire a hotel. Somebody who knows how to go get them. What are the deal? I've never done it before. So I'm looking for someone who knows how to do this. So here's what I do. I call Bill Faith. And I go, hey, Bill, here's an idea I'm thinking about doing. Tell me, are you buying any hotels? He's like, well, I bought this hotel in Louisiana. Here's what we're doing with it. I'm like, okay, here's my vision. Look at what I'm doing. So to your question, I don't like, hey, I got to do this in 18 months. I'm like, this is a big vision. Who can help me do it? Now, somebody asked me earlier about buying the jet, and how did I buy a jet? I go, who knows something about buying jets? And I went to a guy who had a charter company here in Nashville, and I go, how do I buy one of these jets? And he said, it's odd that you asked. You could actually buy a percentage of this one. I've already got 3 other partners, and we could all go in together. We form an LLC. We purchase about a $2 million jet. Well, I own my percentage. They own their percentages. He manages it, right? He said, I'll even own or finance it for you at 4%. I'm like, what? You'll own or finance the jet to me for 4% for me to own my share, for me to have this asset? And here's all the tax strategies you can use. Here's the purpose of having the jet. And actually, it wasn't that expensive to buy. Everybody see that? So when your brain says, this is what I want to do, I want to scale up my portfolio, I want to sell it to somebody in the future, I want to do this, your brain really needs to go of who can help me do this, not how do I do it. So A to B, every single day you need to do this exercise. I sit down at night and I go A to B. I'll go to breakfast on a napkin, A to B. In a book, A to B. Okay, I'm at A and I'm trying to get to B. B's the big table. What does the big table mean to me? So first exercise of manifesting this big table is not to sit around and think about it. It's literally to do the exercise and tell the brain exactly what you want. Now this could be qualitative, which means I can feel it. I'm happier. I'm having more fun. I'm healthier. This is working. That's working. I don't care what you write on your B. It's your B. I don't care how big it is. Yes?
Are you writing down the exact same thing every day?
Many days, yes. Over and over and over and over and over and over. It's like I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And then I go find my who's. Now, so let's say this is step one. Okay, this is step one. And I'm going to let you download a planner in a second of exactly how I map this out. But this is step one. I go there in the mind before I go there in the body. If you got small B goals, it's because you got small imagination. It's because you don't believe you can do it. So another thing Miner taught me that night, I said, why do people come to conferences and don't take action on things? Like they don't get coaching, they don't enroll in coaching. Here's what he said, 80% of people have inferiority complex. They don't believe they can actually go do it. He said, they believe in you. They don't believe in themselves. 20% of people believe they can do it without the help of another person. And he said they have superiority complex. And that is the two reasons they don't take action. 8 out of 10 believe they can't do it. So they see a guy like me. Guys, I was a high school basketball coach. I was raised by a single mother. We lived in a house where the living room and the bedroom and the kitchen were all the same room. Right? It hurts my mom's feelings for me to say we were poor, but if we weren't poor, we were right down the street from it. Okay? But here's the deal. She taught me, you can do something. You can become somebody, right? We walk like somebody. We talk like somebody. We dress like somebody. These are things my mother instilled in me from the time I was a young kid. Okay, so when you hear me say some of these things, because people ask me, like, how did you go from being a high school basketball coach to having a jet and having all these houses and doing all these things? And I'm like, every day I chop wood and carry water. Every day I chop wood and carry water. Every day I get up and move towards something. And I'm miserable when I'm not moving towards something. I wanted to go to St. Lucia, stay in one of those bungalows, have a 24-hour butler. By day 3, I was trying to buy the bungalow. I'm like, how do I buy this bungalow? And how much revenue does this one bungalow create? And it creates a lot of revenue, by the way, right? And they would not sell it to me. But I tried to figure out how to buy it. So when you think about it, so this is step one, and this is really very tactical. All of my top students do this every day. They don't do it every week. They don't do it just every now and then. They're literally going there in the mind before they go there in the body.